some things you can do with your stash, depending on what colours you have, is if you have more of a certain colour than others, you can use that as a border. So what I'm thinking is the black is going to be more of a border colour around the squares. Some colours will go together better than others. You have to decide what you're going to do with them and how you're going to work through that. Are you going to be doing a crochet blanket that is just continuous stripes, or are you going to do squares? And if you're going to do squares, you know, are they going to be single colour, or are they going to have several colours in them? There might be some yarns that you only have a tiny bit of. What are you going to do with those? If you were doing a granny square, these could be the very centre of the square, so you're only talking about 4 clusters. So in this scenario, there's some that I have a lot of. I have a lot of blues, so they will be larger parts of the square. I hardly have any gold, and I hardly have any of these 2 grey, but I could add them to this grey. It doesn't matter that they're not the exact same shade or brand. They just kind of, you know, they could blend together. I have a lot of ivory, so they might be used for the outer squares as well. And I have more of this pink, so I could use that as a contrast with this one. You know, the whole point in this is we stash dive and we play around with colours. What always works are colours that either complement each other or colours that highly contrast, and you can break them up with some neutrals in the middle of them. So say for example I was going to have the pink and the blue, but I felt they were too harsh next to each other. I could break it up with some ivory, or I could break it up with some black. It's up to you, and it's worth experimenting at this point because you need to get through your stash. Why not play around with the colours?